Alrighty guys, we're back for Mono Red Goblins, and this is an Edge of Eternities Standard Brew, and I'm Red Cat. Let's briefly go over the deck, then hop right into some Ranked. We got a huge variety of goblins in here, all for Burnout Bashtronaut ought to do the thing nicely. We have a 1-of Greasewrench Goblin, we have all 4 Reckless Lackeys, I do think that first strike's going to come in handy. We also have a couple Stadium Headliners too. We have all 4 Searslicer Goblins helping us go wide with more goblins. We got all 4 Fugitive Codebreakers, which should be excellent in here. The prowess works well with a lot of our cards like Opera Love Song, Burst Lightning, Dreadmaw's Ire, and Felonious Rage even making the cut as a 2-of as well. More goblins, we got all 4 Howlsquad Heavy, giving our other goblins haste is the most important thing, but it also does help us go wide with the 1/1 goblin generation. Unfortunately, that goblin is forced into a swing, and usually the opponents will have a blocker for that goblin. But we do have a couple Dropkick Bombers in here too. For 1 red mana until end of turn, another target goblin you control gains flying. And when this creature deals combat damage, sacrifice it, unfortunately, right? But this could be a great way to go ahead and fly in and get those last couple points of damage through. We also have a couple top-end Witchstalker Frenzies. Dealing 5 damage is pretty important sometimes. And also a 1-of Ancestor's Aid making the cut too. 20 total mana should be enough, I hope, especially if we're seeing extra cards off the top with Opera Love Song and whatnot. A whole bunch of honorable mentions and great budget trade-ins if you need them. Fanatical Firebrand is an excellent goblin. Frenzied Goblin is excellent. I actually thought about Full Bore, even though we don't have any warp creatures in here. I do think the Felonious Rage and the Dreadmaw's Ire is going to be a little bit better, but still, +3/+2 is kind of no joke. Turn Inside Out almost made the cut. I went for Felonious Rage over this because not too many of our goblins actually have haste, and if you miss a Howlsquad Heavy, you're really hoping to give your other goblins haste. So Draconautics Engineer almost made the cut. Dragon Fodder could have been cool. Goblin Surprise, Screaming Nemesis. Even though it's a goblin build, it's just so good. Honestly, I'm going to keep it over here in the sideboard for now, just in case we have to do a mid-video revamp if we see too much life gain, for example. Krinko Mob Boss could have been excellent as like a 1 or 2-of on the top end, and Soulstone Sanctuary almost made the cut too. I do think it's actually going to hold you up as colorless when there's going to be so many turns where you might want to drop 3 red cards on the same turn, you know? Alright guys, I do my dandiest to save the more in-depth discussion for the end of the video, so look forward to that. In the meantime, let's go ahead, take this into some Ranked, see how we do. All right, we'll see if we can get right into that first game. In the meantime, what am I expecting from the build? I think it's going to do the thing, guys. I think it's going to do the goblin thing quite nicely, actually. Yeah, we'll see what we can pull off here, though. All right, opponent goes first. That's unfortunate. None of our early goblins. We got like 11 1-drop goblins. We got like maybe 8 2-drop goblins, right? So lots to draw into. We are on the draw. I'm going to risk it. Let's keep it. Let's see if we can actually draw pretty well here, too. More mana. Okie dokies. That's probably all the mana we need for quite some time in this early game. Heir Apparent. Okay, this should be pretty fun, actually. Oh, Burnout Bashtronaut. Nice. That's really good. Felonious Rage. Menace gets through. We should do it. We totally should. Because we get the engines to 2. Alright, bring it on, opponent. Second Heir Apparent in time. They can get that Menace easy peasy now, huh? So Dropkick Bomber, Howlsquad Heavy, Burst Lightning's really good. This is definitely a raise the pass style of deck list. If we Burst Lightning a Heir Apparent, that could be a problem. But we would be able to slip the Bastronaut through and they'd be 1 creature down. If they missed the raise the pass, they could still play Plains, double down on Heir Apparent next turn as well. Just establishing more creatures could be okay. I do think they take that block if we go Dropkick Bomber. Okay. So we are going to go Burst Lightning, the Heir Apparent. use our Menacing Bashtronaut to get the damage through, and we're going to save the other Felonious Rage. And we'll get 2 damage through. Is that going to be enough? We'll see if the opponent hits their 4th planes first, and then we'll decide. Heir Apparent. Yeah, so if we didn't pop one, this would have been 3 rabbit tokens, right? So, or 2 rabbit tokens, I mean. They would have had 3 total, I suppose. More mana's pretty bad. Again, they do have the Menace block. We're 1 away from getting this to double strike, which is really good. If they do Menace block, Felonious Rage could be a nice little surprise. Gets rid of both of theirs, and then we replace it with a 2/2. Howlsquad Heavy's probably better than the Dropkick Bomber here. Let's go for that swing. We're forced to swing with this one too, so this one at least gets through and maybe we can clear the engines. Looks like they're letting this happen, guys. They don't want to lose another Heir Apparent, which means I want to save the Felonious Rage. Maybe we can get some extra double strike damage through next turn. We go down to 13. All right. The engine is complete. There's got to be other cards in there too, right? But honestly, this is pretty scary because Goblins really doesn't like it when the opponent is also going wide. They are going to go for the swing here, though, and I'm going to try the block into one of the Heir Apparents, I suppose. Again, a Raise the Past would be really bad news, but if they miss the Raise the Past, all the extra Heir Apparents is also really bad news. All right. More mana. No. Oh no, only 20 lands in here, guys. 6 mana in the top 12 with a 20 land deck list. I think that's a flood, actually, huh? I think so. So we could try to get this Bashtronaut flying in the air for 8 damage, right? But then we'd have to sacrifice it at the end. So I think we just go for the swing. They chump the Bashtronaut with 2 cards, probably the Heir Apparent if they are setting up for the Raise the Past. You all into the heavy. Dropkick Bomber also has haste. Yeah, dude, we full swing. We go. That's what Goblins is doing. If we can hit that Felonious Rage on the Bashtronaut, then it's looking pretty clean. They go chump. Oh, buddy. Okay, we should probably do this, right? Actually, that's probably lethal damage if they don't have anything with that 1 planes. Yeah, opponent risked it. -2. Very nice, very nice. Bashtronaut just never getting taken out that game was pretty significant there for our victory, right? Eventually getting it to the double strike is crazy. I liked the double Felonious Rage, but also Dreadmaw's Ire would have been a good draw in that game too. Like, or one of each or whatever, right? Yeah, so a little bit of a weird first game because we don't really see Heir Apparent pop up very often. They missed their 4th mana to not be able to do 2 bunny rabbits on the same turn or eventually Raise the Past, or they missed everything else in their deck list as well. Caretaker's Talent and stuff like that should probably be in that one, so a little bit of an oddball, but Goblin still did the thing and did it pretty well. Opponent goes first. Unfortunately, but a worthwhile hand. Land of War Elves. Burst Lightning? No, not a Burst Lightning. Oh, crap. Well, Astronaut Menace gets by. Lackey should come in handy if we can pull off the Felonious Rage onto it versus Landfall. I'm going to go Bashtronaut for the turn and get it set up with the Menace. Maybe we can start slipping that by and get to the max engine here, or max speed, I should say. Yeah, that makes a little bit of sense. Yeah, Reckless Lackey, Felonious Rage. Little surprise there for Tifa, if that's what we're up against, right? 3 mana available. And they pass it back, guys. Wow. So 3rd mana is not bad at all. I think Headliner's okay to set up. They probably won't have haste next turn. Let's start with Reckless Lackey. Go for the swing, see what happens here. I can imagine maybe they wait a turn for like their 3rd forest to have like a special type of protection spell that they want to keep open. That's kind of what I'm imagining in my head, but also just another Reckless Lackey could be good for further swing. But I think Headliner is what I want to establish for the turns, because we're probably not going to be able to give it haste with the Rage if we do have to use Rage as a combat trick in a block. Although, we might not even be up against Mono Green Landfall, right? I guess technically we don't know. Alright. Speed goes up to 2. Yeah, the first strike is really cool with this too, because once we get it up to 4, if it's from the Lackey, then the double strike damage would go through with the Bashtronaut after getting it up to the max speed. That's a really nice little goblin combo. Escape Tunnel. Yeah, it's like I said, maybe they're just waiting to have 2 open on the board. Maybe 2 open for double Snakeskin Veil. That way we can't double down on removal type of thing. They do have a mountain. We do see Mono Green Landfall splash mountains sometimes. Oh, guys, I forgot to play the Stadium Headliner. I hope it doesn't come down to that. What? Why did I do that? I kept Felonious Rage open for no reason. Oopsie daisies, well. Literally a misplay there, for sure. Wow, Fugitive Codebreaker is really good. They might even block. I still kind of want to save the Felonious Rage, though. Well, we could always do that. We could do it face down, but no, just get the Codebreaker down. I don't even think they block. With 1 mountain open, they can definitely anticipate the prowess going up here. I think the trade into Llanowar Elves would be okay if they think that they're actually going to get a trade thanks to Snakeskin Veil or something. Yeah, super weird that I didn't play that Headliner, guys. I apologize for that. I have no idea what that's about. I'm going to play it this turn, though. And I'm accepting some trades here if they want. No, they're going to take it. Could Witchstalker Frenzy the Elves? I'm still going to go Headliner, I think. Yeah, they're waiting to pop off all in one turn. So instead of Tifa, it's probably Mossborn Hydra, right? Mossborn Hydra, they had a tapped land last turn, so for 3, that way they can keep the Veil open, and Hydra is going to be a problem really, really fast. They'll have 4 open if it's going to be Fable Passage. Witchstalker Frenzy does still pop the Hydra, thankfully. I cannot believe I did not play this Headliner. Oh, Ice Till Explorer. Nice, dude. All right, they get a forest from hand, and they can totally play the escape tunnel too, or they can wait if they think the explorer is going to survive. Yeah, maybe I'm being a little bit too cautious with this Felonious Rage, and we should just go for it, right? Maybe we should have already to give like Headliner haste, or there's so much we could have potentially done. Okay, extra mill, more escape tunnels. Nice. Good stuff, man. Yeah, they can really, really pop off in one turn with the Ice Till. We probably want to... Oh, wow, Burst Lightning's really good. Felonious Rage onto the Double Strike Bashtronaut. Burst Lightning their face. All right, we got our lineup. Let's do this. That one forest has to be a Snakeskin Veil. Other words, they're in danger, bro. It is being held here, so... Menace Bashtronaut getting through regardless. Alright. We try it. See that Veil? does boost the prowess, which is really good too. Could have, no, that's not what we want to do. Okay, extra prowess there. Yeah, we're going to Burst Lightning their face. So they got a great block into Codebreaker. Doesn't have Indestructible, so it'll be a trade, which will still be pretty good for us. At 14. Funny enough, guys, I do think Mono Green Landfall missed a little bit here, right? And with their block, though, we don't have lethal on the board. Still a really good turn. Trades into the Explorer. Double strike, down to 3. Very nice, guys. Honestly, if I wouldn't have missed the Headliner play earlier this game, maybe the Headliner would have already been able to do that 3 damage this whole time. I'd say they're stuck between a rock and a hard place. So I'm feeling pretty good, but anything could happen, guys. They got 4 cards in hand we don't know about. Traveling Chocobo, maybe find some mana off the top here for another 3 mana card. I think Bastronaut's the big thing. They got to remove it. The menace on that is going to get through, especially when we're going wide with all this too. World Souls Rage. They actually hit the Stadium Headliner instead of the Bastronaut, which is very surprising. I guess the thought process there is Headliner can pop itself to pop one of their blockers, maybe? Right? The big thing is the menace. Oh, wow, and just fantastic draws, too. So even if we didn't have the menace on the Bastronaut... There we go, guys. There we go. Goblin's doing the thing. Even if I'm not doing the thing, at least the goblins are, right? So, wow, just terrific draws. I can't believe that. So if they popped the Bastronaut, we still would have had Headliner. If they popped Headliner, found like a Bushwhack for the Bastronaut, our hand still would have looked like Codebreaker Lackey, both having haste coming down. Block into 1 Codebreaker, 4 still gets through. Even with that missed play, we were doing an overwhelming amount of stuff for what the opponent ended up seeing there, which honestly, they didn't see too much, and we don't see Mono Green Landfall miss that often, right? So it kind of felt a little lucky, I would say. Let's keep the ball rolling. I'm having a good time. I love goblins so much. Oh, buddy. Opponent goes first again. Oh, come on. You're right. Yeah, this is good. Really good hand. Pretty much any draw outside of mana would be excellent here. Any of our other goblins, great. Any of our instant speed cards, perfect, right? Yep. Guys, hey, while I have you here, close to the middle of the video somewhere, make sure you check out that description where we do have that Discord link as well as that Patreon link too if you're interested in joining either of those up or supporting the channel that way. Okay, more landfall. Also, guys, for the YouTube side of things, if you like the video, make sure you actually drop it a like. If you enjoy the channel, then consider subscribing because it really does help out the channel. So thank you. We can push the 1 through now and just pretend that they won't have a blocker for Lackey next turn, but I'm pretty sure they'll have a blocker, so I'm going to go Bastronaut for the Menace getting through next turn instead. So we're missing out on 1 damage, but we're relying on the Menace to push through. Because pretending that they won't have a blocker for Lackey is a little silly. Bristly Bill would have blocked it easy peasy. We have the Menace getting through. Opera Love Song. Lackey doesn't get through. It might. We could try to cheese it, but it's better to save with the Opera Love Song too. Dump our hand, right? Now this is Mono Green's revenge game for sure. I think they could really pop off with the turn 2 Bristly Bill unscathed, right? So completely safe Bristly Bill. What else is going to be completely safe this game? Tifa, right. Oh, thank goodness they missed the Fabled Passage. Because two extra counters onto Tifa early on means they probably would just win next turn. So the best thing with Tifa on the board, guys, unfortunately, oh, Bristly Bill helps them get around it anyways. I was going to say, first strike on Lackey with the Opera Love Song, but Bristly Bill is going to boost that Tifa regardless, past what the Opera Love Song can get the Lackey to. Howlsquad Heavy's okay. Maybe we can get a block out of the opponent, but I'm pretty sure they just take this. Opera Love Song. Yeah, Bristly Bill is not going to boost wide. They're going into Tifa. I apologize, opponent. I'm thinking, buddy. I'm pretty sure we're going to die next turn if I'm not careful. You keep Lackey as an emergency blocker. What do you guys think? I think we're going to die next turn no matter what, even if we keep Lackey back. So I think we go for the full swing and hope that the opponent blocks. Unless they do end up... Yeah, if they double block a Bashtronaut, we could try to take out the Tifa. They do got the forest open here too. So it still might not be enough to take out Tifa with a Veil. Yeah. We just go for the full swing. I'd say maybe if we had a burn piece early on for the Bristly Bill, this could have been different, because without the extra counters on Tifa, then Love Song with the first strike Lackey. Oh, holy cow. I mean, it's gotta be the Veil then, right? Oh, almost clicked the wrong one. It's gotta be the Veil, man. We're gonna try it though. Like, we could try pushing more damage with the Bastronauts, but I'd say this is a much more realistic version of going up against mono green. You know what I mean, guys? Oh, nice. Nice. It wasn't a Veil. It was a different form of protection, which actually, Defend the Rider is pretty underplayed as far as protection goes. I like that. Yeah, usually we see Veil because the counter sticks around. There's the Veil. Oh. Oh, wow, guys. Maybe we won't die here. They got 10 on the board. I can't believe it. We're not dead. I don't know what we do next turn, because that Tifa's definitely growing, but they had to bushwhack to find a land, so they might miss land off the top. So maybe... I mean, there's a lot we could draw. Number one, more mana is not good, guys. 6 land in the top 11 in a 20-card deck list. I gotta say it, though, guys. We don't want to go down to 19 land. 20 land is more than adequate. We could try to keep a chump blocker if they do miss. I guess the Howlsquad Heavy could be a chump blocker. Swing for 3. Down to 12. We won't win on the backswing, not with all these mountains. A block there. If they double Tifa once, we need 1 block. If they double Tifa twice, we die no matter what, because it'll be 16, even if we keep the other ones back as blockers. No, double Tifa once, Bristly Bill to 5. They got 12 on the board. We'd survive by 1 damage. Whatever. Let's do it, man. I think by some miracle we survived last turn when we probably shouldn't have, right? I think, oh, Mossborn Hydra. Let's see, did they miss the land? They don't miss the land, guys. Okay. They go wide here onto the Hydra, it looks like. No, they're going to force a block this turn. Okay. Totally fine. I'm surprised they didn't swing with Bristly Bill, right? Because we can't let the 10 go through on the Tifa, so the Bristly Bill would have also pushed the 2 through. They don't know what's open here, though. Guys, with them missing last turn, I do think if we would have drawn a little better with less land, I think we could have gotten there again, which says a lot about the build overall. Wow, Dropkick Bomber is really good. Too bad we had to block with that heavy, because the Dropkick Bomber having haste would have been really good too. The Menace lets the Bastronauts get by. They double block. We take out a Hydra. We're at 3. Maybe the Tifa. We could always throw them at the opponent's face, right? Give them both flying, swing in for 8 in the air, which is really cool, man. But I think we swing here. 3. If they double block 1, got double forests. Tifa doing 3. 6, 8. I guess we got 12 on the board with the boost to the Bashtronaut. We're forcing a block. Yeah, you know what? That's more fun. That's a lot more fun to me. Yeah, we got 12 on the board. They're forced into a block here. Yeah, Dropkick Bomber was a really good draw. Actually, seeing all this excess mana was great because we were able to... Uh-oh. Uh-oh, opponent. Maybe I miscounted. Uh-oh. Like I said, forced into a block there. Right. I'll take it, dude. You know how hard victories are sometimes? Holy cow, especially against mono green. Let's go. Do the fun thing and get rewarded. That's how we do it, man. Awesome stuff. Holy cow. Let's keep the ball rolling. I can't be more satisfied. Couple more games, win or lose. I'm happy, man. I like what goblins are doing here, for sure. And then we'll hop into some final thoughts here, because I didn't go over a lot at the beginning. I just kind of really briefly talked about what was in here. All right, opponent, what you bringing to the table? Wow, good stuff. Now this is going to be a game. I'm actually going to push that excess damage now with the Lackey. Since we're going first here, get that extra little poke through early on, and then hopefully Lackey still gets through. So we can start counting the speed, right? Do it before combat because it affects combat. Go for the swing. Crystal Grotto. I'm gonna dump my hand, dude. We're going for it. I hope I don't regret that. Plains. Oh dear. Speaking of regretting that, I'm not gonna play any more creatures. We're also gonna save the Opera Love Song too, even though getting an extra 4 damage through could be really good. 4 damage is so good, actually. Oh, I'm way too tempted by that. Okay, let's try it. Let's do it. We'll spread it wide like this. Yeah, not bad. Yeah, Plains has me scared. Uh-oh. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't play any more goblins, guy. Once the second Plains landed, we kind of knew what was coming for us. Yeah, we definitely need to find that third for the Howlsquad Heavy to try to pull us back here. When it's down to 10, we're in danger. A lot of danger. Second Star Cage could be a thing. More board wipes, Day of Judgment. Second Star Cage it is. Yep, we need that third mana right here, right now. Let's do it. Yeah, let's go, dude. Holy cow. Go, 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 little goblins. Third Star Cage opponent? Or is it going to be a 5 mana board wipe? Clean this up. Or just like a Get Lost cleans up heavy. We just have a 1/1 then at that point. 5 mana open with Crawling Barrens. Searslicer Goblin. Barrens would be a 2/2. Alright. Beginning of your end step. We can play Searslicer main phase 2. Wait a minute. Haste, guys. Haste with the Searslicer. Boy, I'm not playing this well today, huh? We probably should have played Searslicer, but we also don't know what the opponent's plan is. So maybe we want to play around that board wipe. Alright. I'm going to play around the board wipe, I guess, right? a little sketchy that the opponent didn't have anything there. So with the Searslicer swing, we could have gotten him down to 3, and then at the end we would have gotten another 1/1, but 2 Star Cages in, no Day of Judgments played yet, no 5-mana board wipes played yet, like Ultima and stuff. Ultima would be pretty bad for their deck list, though, because that pops artifacts too, right? There's other 5-mana board wipes that they could consider. There's the new Exile one, I think. Maybe the opponent's just in danger and I should have played everything. Anti-Casual Vestige for 6. Wow. I mean, I guess we just go for that full swing, right? So you don't want to pop the Vestige because they'll draw, get a free thing that could be chunkier. Maybe I should have taken that swing last turn, but then what, I mean, we got 5 getting through. There's nothing, guys. I guess that makes sense because they're tapped out, but I'm just so used to something. Anything. What's happening? What's happening, guys? It's just been, I guess, I'm overdue for some victories, huh? Keeping Howlsquad Heavy around was crazy. It survived, what, 3 turns? I can't believe that, man. I really can't. So missing haste on the Searslicer actually could have been like key that game. If I played Searslicer, maybe instead of the anti-casual, they would have just played a board wipe because they could have had it in hand, right? And it's not very often that the opponents miss things like that. So, I mean, they already played 2 Pinnacle Star Cages though. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Double Star Cage, should have maybe just taken that swing as soon as possible. I don't know. Keeping the extra goblins in hand also seemed really good, so. Opponent goes first. Last game of the evening, guys. Who the heck cares if we lose? I think the deck list showcased itself beautifully. Goblins doing the goblin thing. Even when I'm struggling to play the deck list, it's just pushing that damage really, really nicely. I think one of our nemesis of the build is definitely going to be mono white life gain. Soul Guide Lantern they send. I like the triple Searslicer Goblins. I like that a lot. See if one lands here. I'll totally do it before combat to see if they spend their mana so Lackey can get through. Counterspell number 1 out of the opponent's deck list. Searslicer, can it land next turn? Searslicer number 2. Well, you know what? Maybe I do go for the swing first this time. Because Lackey removal with a Get Lost is better than a Searslicer. Okay, yeah, no, they're gonna go ahead and take the 1. They're prepared. They're well prepared for this. Searslicer number 2, do you land, buddy? That is a no. Everything's fine, guys. Everything's fine. How about before or after combat this time? Okay, after combat again, yeah. Go, 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 little Lackey. Searslicer Goblin number 3. Can you land, buddy? Opponent. What are you doing, buddy? Alright, well, that is a significant amount of counterspells out of the opponent's deck list. We'll see more off the top at the end of the opponent's turn here and see what we can get done. Get to the very end. I mean, the 4th counterspell is unlikely. Fugitive Codebreaker, another opera love song too. Very nice. We have until the end of our next end step, so we can still play love song here. Codebreaker, Mountain first, so we can play around a No More Lies. We won't get the opera love song then, but so opera love song and Burst Lightning open. I feel like this is going to be an Omen Dragon turn, guys. I think we're going to be able to push a lot of damage here. Restless Anchorage, ooh. Okay, I guess the Fugitive Codebreaker is still a good block even with the Opera Love Song. They don't know what's left in our hand. Witchstalker Frenzy means we won't have the Love Song. I think I'd rather use Burst Lightning to their face, save the Frenzy later. We don't need the love song. We could push through excess by popping that anchorage now. All right, let's see the block then, I suppose. They do go for the Codebreaker block. So they knew that it was going to trade with the love song regardless. Boost the Codebreaker. Lackey gets more damage through. Oh, they do still have one. Oh, Restoration Magic. Very nice, opponent. That was completely unexpected. Either way, we got to save the Codebreaker now then for sure. Got to keep it on the board. Get that prowess going. Excess damage. Get the opponent down to 11. And we are controlled, guys. Very, very well controlled. If we would have been able to pop that anchorage, I think maybe... Codebreaker's a goner under the Perilous Snare. Dropkick Bomber, so good, man. Yes. Really great draw. But pretty much any goblin off the top is a great draw. The Deuce, okay. So definitely just Azorius control. We don't see Deduce very often, and we definitely don't see Restoration Magic very often, but really cool addition because in control deck lists, it's actually really easy to activate the extra tiered abilities. Cure, Cura, Curaga. Hold up, guys. This is Synthesizer. Wait a minute, bro. What? Wait a minute. I don't know. I don't know what we're playing against, actually. It might not be Synthesizer. I'm very confused, though. Man, off the top is not terrific. So let's just go for... Yeah, Witchstalker Frenzy is worthwhile. I have no idea what we're up against. Some kind of maybe Synthesizer control hybrid. It could be, right? The Deuce. Nice. Okay. Doesn't actually have to be Synthesizer. It could be control, but they went the artifact route. Thousand Moon Smithy. Create a gnome. Okay, we can fly in. We can. We need a boost to our goblins though before we do that. Because we don't want to throw the goblin. Oh, Bashtronaut doesn't have haste here. And a 5/5 on the board. I'll drop the thinking for the opponent because they keep dropping the Yurgo. So until end of turn, another target goblin you control gains flying. When it deals combat damage, you sacrifice it, unfortunately. We could send the Lackey, go down to 3, then get the card draw. And maybe we find something. The opponent's having a good time. Right. I'll send it. We'll get some card draw here. I think we're in danger. I think we're in danger. I'm going to full control too. That way we can sacrifice it properly. Right. We can do that, right? It gets damage. Full control. Full control, please. And we sacrifice it to the ability. Treasure token. Looking for some extra ways to push damage or burn. Searslicer Goblin. Beautiful. Very, very nice. Okay, end of combat. Searslicer goes wide for us, and then we don't got to worry about the Bashtronaut. Getting 2 goblins down is much better. Actually, if they have the board wipe, we're going to die either way. So we go for it. We go as wide as possible here. They go clue for some card draw. Yep. If we only played the one creature and kept Bashtronaut back, if they found the board wipe, we would have died either way. And Star Cage is the one that they want to find here for sure. But they'll also lose their Gnome Soldier, right? Yeah, being at 3, Dropkick Bomber's the pick for spot removal if it's a Perilous Snare. They copy Perilous Snare, Dropkick Bomber for sure. However, Menace on the Bashtronaut should get us there. Beautiful stuff, guys. Really, really nice. All right. Headliner doesn't have haste. We go for the swing. They still got 1 mana. Could be a bounce spell. They're not out yet. Should I drop the your go, guys? No, no, I'm good. Oh man, that's really funny. No, I can imagine they're stuck between a rock and a hard place. Let's see. I do like their deck list, though. I can't tell if it's a synthesizer build or a synthesizer control hybrid type thing, too. Let's go with Karn Sunbathing. There we go. We had to return the favor somehow. I feel like the your go is just rude. The Karn is funny, though. I wonder what's left in their hand, too. I wonder what that last card is. Yeah, guys, I'll go ahead. I'll pause the recording until the opponent shows up, huh? All right, we're at the end of the final timer. Looks like that's that, huh? Bashtronaut. Ought to be enough. Hey, GG opponent. I'm gonna still give him the benefit of the doubt, guys. They could have froze. Honestly, I mean, at the very end there, it's not like they were spamming a bunch of emotes and trolling. So it's possible. Back up to platinum, finally, bro. The bottom of platinum where I like to sit and chill, look pretty, be happy. Oh man. It's actually a rough climb this time. I think I played too much jank this time around. Oh man. Hey. Goblins. Nice. Mono Red Goblins. Here's the deck list again, guys. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. I'm impressed, dude. Even when I wasn't doing the thing, the deck was doing the thing quite nicely. It's well equipped for a lot of different things. Ancestor's Aid is one of my favorite red cards in Standard. It's a little janky in some builds. Other times, it's actually just friggin' fantastic. I think this is a good deck list for it, honestly. More combat tricks for our little 1-mana goblins and stuff, but then also Treasure Ramp is pretty good in a 20-card deck list that cares about seeing their 3rd mana on the board. Like, if we missed that 3rd mana for the heavy, we would have been crying ourselves to sleep in that one game. But we found the 3rd mana, thank goodness. If we missed it, maybe Ancestor's Aid could have done something for us in an early game like that, right? I think Witchstalker Frenzy as a 2-of makes sense. I could also see it as a 1-of. If you end up going up that Screaming Nemesis that I kept over here in the honorable mentions, I'd keep the 2 Witchstalker Frenzies. If you go up Nemesis, I would say trade out whatever goblin you don't have. It's a relatively expensive deck list, unfortunately, guys, for what it's doing to you. So put it on the do not craft list. If you have all the cards already, then yeah, give it a shot. Get back to me. Let me know how it does. But that's only if you already have all the cards. So we got a good chunk of commons, I suppose, and uncommons, but here comes the onslaught of goblin rares, unfortunately, right? Codebreaker, Bashtronaut, Headliner, Searslicer, Howlsquad, Dropkick Bomber. All goblins, all rares. Opera and Ancestor's Aid and Witchstalker Frenzy. So no mythics in this deck list is kind of cool. That's just such a chunk of rares that it's really hard to say like, oh yeah, since it did so well today, go ahead and craft it. No, I don't think so, right? Because we got lucky in a couple of those games for sure, like 110%. And you know, like the mono green landfall matches today, definitely got lucky. One of the ones we pushed lethal damage through on the board when they had blockers, that was just an oopsie daisies, right? So I think the more we play, the more we're gonna lose, and I think that's okay. I think that's totally okay because this was a really fun time, even if it has like a 49% win rate and you're technically losing more than you're winning. I still think it's a really fun time. I just love goblins so much. So Screaming Nemesis, definitely something to think about. And let's talk again about Full Bore real quick, because I think there are a lot of moments, especially when you're going wide like this too, where there's an unblocked 1/1 goblin somewhere, right? And then Full Bore ends up in that scenario, similar to Giant Growth or something, ends up being a 1-mana hit the opponent's face for 3, which is actually really, really good, especially in a deck list that has prowess creatures like Codebreaker too. And there's other scenarios where actually the other card we had in the honorable mentions, guys, I apologize for forgetting card names constantly. Turn Inside Out here also gives a boost for 3. Very similar concept, but when the creature dies, you get the Manifest Red. The reason we would prioritize a Full Bore is because it actually does boost the toughness as well. And if that helps you keep a creature around for 1 extra turn, that could be pretty significant, especially when it's a significant creature as well. If you get a chance to protect a heavy and actually get a combat trick, heavy doesn't die, you kill one of the opponent's creatures to a block, that's fantastic, dude. Then heavy comes back on your turn, poops out more goblins, right? Gives haste to other Howlsquad heavies that then poop out even more goblins. I think the 2 of Dropkick Goblin was really good too. I could consider more of them if you don't have some of the other rares, right? Like if you only had a couple code breakers, but you have all 4 drop kicks, you can try it, right? 20 mana felt like 30 in some of those games for some reason. So you could probably add more 3 drops and not worry too much. Maybe consider more ramp with Ancestor's Aid. And don't forget, guys, the first strike on Ancestor's Aid and first strike on Reckless Lackey is really good versus some matches, like versus Tifa especially. So the problem with the Lackey is it's a 1-2 and not a 2-1. So it is kind of hard to boost it to the point where it can actually take care of a Tifa. I still think landing on the Felonious Rage makes the most sense for the meta that we're seeing, and a lot of these goblins don't have haste. Howlsquad Heavy gives them haste, sure, but how many of those turns today throughout all those fantastic matches did we just have like a Bashtronaut or a Headliner in hand, and we kind of just like decided not to do anything with it because we couldn't give it haste and the opponent was probably going to wipe the board next turn. So I think Felonious Rage makes a lot of sense over the Full Bore as well, but Dreadmaw's Ire could be one to drop for the Full Bore potentially. Dreadmaw's Ire giving trample is great, but then also when it deals combat damage to a player, destroy target artifact that player controls, and I'm seeing a lot of Synthesizer, so popping Synthesizer with the Dreadmaw's Ire is crazy business. Also, Dreadmaw's Ire kind of has a downside here where it can only target attacking creatures, so you can't use it to defend, which hopefully you're not defending too much with your goblins anyways. But also you can't use it to protect your creatures either. If they are going to drop a lightning strike onto your Howlsquad Heavy, and Howlsquad Heavy isn't swinging in, you can't just say, well, I'll Dreadmaw's Ire the Heavy. You actually have to be attacking with that creature, so that's something Full Bore can do. It can protect well and everything else too, so even when you're not doing the warp cost, I'd say consider the cards sometimes, you know? All right, guys, wow. Enough rambling, huh? Oh, all 4 Burst Lightnings for a very good reason. Speaking of which, a couple Lightning Strikes could be good in here too. If we move the curve any more into the 2s and 3s, you are going to want to consider maybe 21 mana, or again, maybe another Ancestor's Aid too, and that depends what you're seeing. How often do you find yourself blocking Tifa? If it's a lot, then Ancestor's Aid is a card to consider. So for real, guys, it really should do the thing nicely, and the extra treasure token does go the extra mile often. Imagine doing +2, +0, first strike to a creature, treasure token, pop treasure token, drop a Felonious Rage. That is a line, and that could be a huge boost to something like a Bashtronaut that's already double striking or something crazy, or that already has Menace and the opponent double blocked, and you just completely erase both of their creatures that they double blocked into Bashtronaut with, thanks to the first strike and everything off the Ancestor's Aid. Yeah. Really cool stuff, man. Oh, Opera Love Song I love as a 4 of in here. So many creatures to target with the bottom ability. When you're not doing that, just do top ability. See a whole bunch of 1-drop goblins off the top or whatever you need to see in those moments. Yep, like all 4 of those for sure. All right, guys, now actually enough rambling, huh? If you made it this far into the video for real, y'all are champions. I super duper appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video.